Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Kerbal Space program. We are continuing our 1.6 career using the stock with over 150 mods, and I also have the Outer Planet mod pack installed. We have life support, remote tech, we have reliability, scrap mod, to make it a little more challenging. In our last episode, we ended up putting our first Kerbal into a suborbital flight. He reached space, so that was another major milestone. And we continued our quest to collect science and unlock additional tech nodes. On this episode, the goal is to fly a Kerbal and place them in a stable orbit. We have a couple contracts to do that, as well as some other contracts to collect some science and get some funds, putting a probe into space and collect more science. So since the last episode, I worked on building the rocket. We got the Mercury one, which is ready to go. This will put our Kerbal into a stable orbit. We have Pioneer 1. This will be the second flight. This one will collect some science and complete some of our other contracts that we have. We have another rover that's being worked, and then we have an early plane. I was hoping this plane would be the plane that would fly to the Inland Island Airfield. Not sure we'll get to that in this episode or another. And plus, this was built early on. I need to see how well this plane is going to fly. And let's see. We upgraded the VAB, so that'll be done in roughly 3 days. So I think without further ado, let's go ahead and roll out the Mercury 1 rocket and get it ready for hopefully our first crewed orbit around Kerbal. Alright, so Jebediah was the Kerbal that was in that suborbital flight. We're going to go ahead and select Jebediah again to hopefully do the first orbit. Select launch. So this is our rocket here. We got Jebediah in the command capsule. And we got a materials bay. I'm going to save that because I think there's some more science that we can collect on the way up to orbit. So let's do SAS on, full throttle. Basically, again, since we have the reliability mods, I'm going to ignite the SRBs, make sure they both ignite. If they do, unlock the launch clamps, and then hopefully this way it will prevent us any unbalance if one of the SRBs fail to ignite. So, and again, here's the reason why I did that. The SRB. Alright, so this one here, well, there's nothing we can do. We're just going to let this run, and because I don't think, yeah, by itself, well, The second stage has about 2,200, and the total is 3,000. Okay, so we don't really have enough delta V to make orbit with just the main engine. Yeah, and it can't be repaired remotely. All right, so this launch is scrub, and so before we go though, I'm just going to go ahead and collect this science here, because at least will give us something. And I guess go ahead and recover vessel. And I think this might be the first time we use those SRBs, so it's not out of the realm that we would have a failure on our first attempt. Alrighty. So now what we need to do is go back in and try to get another similar rocket into the building queue. Okay. I want to see, I took a look at the, yeah. And that in the wrong action group. Alright, so let's go ahead and build. This is going to be generation 2. SRB is safety readings 1, so. Alright, so now that one's in the queue. It'll be another 4 days. Let's fast forward here to. Alright, so we got the VAB upgrade coming up. Alright. And then we'll do another fast forward to another day. We've got the Pioneer 1. Real quick, I just want to take a quick look at the active contract. So we have KSC. So this probe here is going to do the ionization scan of Kerbal. I also got this Tiros 1. Done some reading, and basically for this one here, the antennas seems part of the contract seems to be broken. So if we get everything else, I'm just going to go ahead and cheat and make that one just say it's complete. Alrighty, so this one here, the one thing I wanted to see is if okay, so none of these are long duration, so I don't really need to worry about adding food or life support to the rocket that we have in the queue. So let's go ahead and launch this. So basically all we need is to reach space and to get in a circular orbit around Kerbal, stay in there for roughly 3 hours, and then we'll be good. So let's roll this out. Let's go ahead and launch. Now this is a similar design that we've used in the past on some of the previous contracts. Mostly I've picked up these contracts just to try to collect some additional funds after upgrading the VAB. You know, I was getting low on funds, so I need to replenish that. Ultimately, I'm going to need to get enough funds because you know, I want to unlock the next level on the R&D building, and that takes, I think, around 450,000 funds. All right, so here we are, SAS on, orbital scan. I'm going to keep that off because that takes a little bit of power. Full throttle. I'll go ahead and collect this science here. And so basically what I want to do is get up into orbit somewhere around 75, 80 kilometers, circularize, and then go ahead and initiate the scan, the ionization scan, as well as I'm going to try to get my eccentricity down to, I think, below 0.01. That will satisfy the contract for the Tiros 1 contract. Alright, so just gonna pitch over a little bit. I don't want to pitch over too much because I don't want to go out of comm range before I'm able to do the final orbit insertion burn around Kerbal. So I'm just kind of pushing this up. We got about 40,000, 45 kilometers. You can see our apparatus is climbing. Get this up to about close to 80. Shut that off. Set up on a maneuver node at the highest point. This will guarantee my eccentricity should be less than 0.01. I'm going to go ahead and some vibrations there. Go ahead and deploy the solar rays. Started to burn. Hopefully I stay in contact here enough to do the staging. Should be in pretty good shape. I just realized that I don't have any parachutes, and it's just going to be okay. I'm just going to select just say circle and rise. That's just going to give us that point. Oh, well, actually it's I just want to check the contracts. So ionization scan, we just need to initiate it. Alright, and then the Tiros 1, need to reach it for 3 hours, and then comm. So that one there is complete after we do the 3 hours. So let's just go ahead and start the ionization contract. And there we go. So now it's just waiting. Okay, the ionization contract is done. Now we just need to remain in orbit for another 2 hours. I got no connections to collect any science here. We got a connection here. Now I might lose comm here. I thought I set this one up. I'm not sure if it resets back to the default. I'm wondering if every time, I thought I did this once. I know I did at least once. I don't know if it was in this game or this career or the other career I'm playing, which is using the GPP Planet Pack. But I'm going to go ahead and set it here. What I'm wondering is every time I reload the game, whether it gets reset back to kind of like default. Or when I save it, it's not actually saving it. So I'm going to go ahead and... This is a little tedious to set all these. I wish there was like an all button to set them all, but... Coming down to the home stretch. I'm going to try to save it as, instead of default, save it as something unique. And maybe at least look on the file on the computer to see if this file gets saved anywhere. Because I know there's a way to load. that's it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save that. I'm going to go ahead and save it as OPM. Save it. Alrighty. And alright. Let's go ahead and continue. We got over 2 hours. So what I'm going to do is go back to this while this is waiting for the 2 hours. Let's go back to the Space Center. And I want to take a look at this plane, and I just need to refresh my memory on the design. Okay, so yeah, this is alright. So one of the things I wanted to make sure was that we had parachutes, because as you will find, I am not the best pilot. I've crashed many times, and again, as this playthrough here, whatever happens, even if it involves losing Kerbals, that's there's no reloading or saving. So let's go ahead and go ahead and go over to this control tower and take care of this. I just want to make sure I know Valentino. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's launch this plane. Okay. And let's see if we can fly this over to the Island Airfield. And again, this contract is from the Anomaly Surveyor Contract Pact. And okay. And so if you don't want the sorry about that. My dog in the background is I'm gonna go up and control tower. Just select that. And so 34 kilometers. Not the best plane. Very crude plane. The main thing I wanted is to at least fly over to the island here and put the content. least get to the island. I can try to deploy the parachutes. What I was saying, these are kind of like little Easter eggs somebody that just want to know about them or want to find them on your own, then I would recommend at this point stop the video and pick up the next video, because after I land here this will be it for the episode. Power and hangar. Don't have any calm. I'm just going to go ahead and let this sound. Help if I keep the brakes on. Then go up to the command pod. Never forget those that gave their lives to get us where we are. climb to the control tower at the top. Top of the parking brake on, which is the Valentina. Her. Remember correctly. The airplane was jumping. I don't know what's going on with I thought I had world stage on that prevents planes and landers from hopping. I need to double check whether I have that installed, but in any event, let's just keep Valentina climbing here to the top. Great view. Maybe we should launch something from here. Alright. Got to the top, we looked outside, and that contract is now complete. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and recover. Cover the plane separately, and then when I'm in the station view, tracking station view, I'm going to see what that debris or something that was out there about 70 kilometers. And all right, so Valentina successfully completed, no science. Okay, and she didn't get any experience, but she did get a EVA ribbon as well as a certificate contract ribbon. Let's go under the tracking station and let's recover the plane. So the Hawk 1, let's go ahead and recover. Alright, here we got 14 science and 11,700 funds. Okay, so that's complete. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it must be these surveys. Let's go back. And with that 14 science, I don't, well, we have 139. Let's see. I think we should be able to at least unlock a tier. So we got mineralization, which gives us an antenna dish, another science, docking. Okay. Recycling. This gives us some more science and other parts to make a rover, unmanned rover. Flight control landing. Don't really need advanced construction. Always good to have some of these parts in here. Fuel systems. Heavy rocket. Some of these, we haven't really got any contracts where it's requiring us. I'm going to go with the space exploration because I do want some of these unmanned rovers to be able to do some of these science missions, collection around KSC. Hopefully it'll be a little bit less expensive instead of making the plane itself. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock that. And we got an upgrade point, so let's go ahead and spend that. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and put that in the VAB. So we got Mercury 1, another test flight attempt for our first Kerbal orbit in 4 days. But that's going to have to be for the next episode. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. If you have any comments, suggestions, please feel free to write them below in the comment section. If you like the video, please press the like. And thank you for watching and have a nice day.